Today, let's talk about the only thing greater than the power of the mind, which is the courage of the heart. But first, let's talk about the heart and the mind. I don't know if any one of you have seen that images, of the brain and the heart actually going to war within themselves. A couple days ago, I seen this image and I was like, I gotta let me talk a little bit about this today. But I'll talk about the mind. The mind has to do with your brain, how you think, how you actually act. But when it comes to the heart, I believe it's either you're born with a good heart or a bad heart. It's either you have good intention for the people or you just don't have no good intention for the people. And one thing I've actually realized about the mind, I believe there's no one born with a genius mind. There's no one, it's something that you work on a daily basis. Either it be in being like education wise, some people might glance through a book like one, two, three times and they get it. Some people might glance through it one time, and some people glance through it over and over. But I believe the mind is something that we work on a daily basis. Why some get it real quick and some take longer to actually get it, but the mind is something that we work on a daily basis. And I believe the mind can be your greatest, asset, at the same time could be your greatest liability. I believe when it comes to the brain, it's like a computer, input and output. But when it comes to the heart, one thing I've realized is it's either you're born with a good heart or you're born with a bad heart. Take a look. Let's wind back to when we was a child, when we was a kid. You probably go to that school, you seen this young guy that's probably very young, but he's into bullying, he's into I want everything for myself, he's into maybe you jealousy, envy, they're always like me, 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 me. And you see the other kid on the other side, very calm, very mellow, chill, super chill. Don't talk to nobody, always peaceful, easygoing. That's why I say I believe when it comes to things of the heart, it's either I believe it's most likely it's a given thing by the creator. It's either you're born with a good heart or you're actually born with a bad heart. That's why when the people with a bad heart, you often see them, they succeed more, they acquire possession things more because they have this mindset of I don't care what's in my way. I'm gonna run over anybody who's trying to stop me. I don't give a fuck. The bad arts people they have this kind of mindset. That's what make them achieve more. It's not like they have the greatest ideas ever. Contrary, the good people, oftentimes I'll say the good people also have these great ideas, brilliant ideas. But oftentimes the universe do not cares about your idea. It's the courage. Can you actually show me what you got? It's not about can you think, even though everything starts in the brain. Because if you don't have the idea to think about something, well, where's the courage coming from? There's no courage for you to go get anything. And this video is not to actually, say this one is, upper hand or this one is lesser hand. But this is actually to keep it in balance because, like I said, everything starts in the mind. But once you start in the mind, some people ideas, greatest ideas start in the mind and dies in the mind. They never have the courage to actually, say, I'm gonna go get it. Because when it starts in the mind and you don't have the courage of the heart to go get it, to stay locked in and just go get it, it's just gonna be there. And like I said, it's computer. This thought come right now. If you don't act on it, another thought is gonna come. And one thing I've actually realized about many good people is it's not that they don't have the ideas, but oftentimes many good people live in this state of mind of, you know what, I don't need all these things. I don't need external validation. I don't need to be out there. I don't need no fame. I don't need, cameras in my face. I don't need this. I don't need it. I'm not gonna say this is bad, not at all. All of that is something extra. But I believe in a world that is filled with bad people. I believe the good people, the good-hearted people, should start taking courage to actually go for whatever ideas that they have. Because I believe the best ideas are yet to be born. There are a lot of good people that I know that they do have this brilliant business idea, brilliant relationship ideas, but you look at their relationship life is like nothing to be written for. You look at the business that they do have this great business idea, but the lack of courage to actually begin to even take the first step. And this is why many bad people keep winning, because the bad people, that small idea that come in their head, they are ready to execute it, no matter what it costs. Unlike the good people are satisfied, they are, content. They live in that, they don't care if it's one room that they stay there. Like just, and again, I would say it's not that it's a bad thing, but I just believe we live in a world that is filled with many, many bad, cold people. And I refuse to believe that they are not no good people. But the good people, like I said, they often do not care. The good people oftentimes do not, act with that. They lack the act of courage because, they don't have that burning fire that, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I believe one thing with the good people is they don't have that, that courage of the heart, even though their heart is pure. And this is one thing that even still make them a little bit weaker, because the heart is pure. They don't really see the need of actually building that courage to actually go for what they want. And come to think about it, when it comes to business ideas as well, not that the bad people have the greatest business idea. When it comes to relationship, not that the bad man is going to treat that woman good or the woman is going to treat them good, but you see the bad people oftentimes having the most girls. You see the bad people oftentimes staying in relationship longer. And one thing I will talk about, even with me, one thing I know is I believe the heart always know what is right. Take you back to when I was watching what I'm not supposed to watch, watching these corn videos. My mind has already been programmed. Come back from work, watch your 9 to 5, eat. Before you go to bed, this is what you're going to do before you go to bed. Even though when I know myself, my heart is telling me, dude, this routine. This routine is bad for you. You know how you're going to feel. You're going to feel depressed. You're going to feel lack of confidence. You're going to lose energy. My heart is telling me that. And that is one thing. Now, I feel like oftentimes the brain, it could be your asset and it could be your liability. But the heart is something you're given. It always knows what is right for you, regardless of you having a mood swing or anything. Because the brain definitely, I think it's a robot. The brain can actually, it's like this. But a good heart definitely know what is best for you. But we oftentimes just go like autopilot. And to actually conclude this video, I'm not here to actually compare, say this is this, that is that. But instead, I'm here to actually say, for you to actually balance them out, because everything starts in the head. Once you actually start in the head like that, you need that courage of the heart to actually go get it. Because I know some ideas that many people have that ideas, but ideas is ideas unless you actually take the courage to actually present it to the universe. And the universe do not cares about your ideas. It cares about action. Let's go. That's why you see the bad people win, because the bad people always take action. They have that little ideas. They're ready to, boom, they're ready to go. That's why it's always good to actually have that courage of the heart to actually go get what you really want in life. And I believe the good people have these ideas, but they just lack the courage of the heart to actually go get it.